Have you ever found yourself staring into the abyss of a seemingly unstoppable force, only to wonder if, beneath its indomitable surface, a quiet fracture is silently reshaping everything you thought you knew? What if the very foundation of a legacy so meticulously built over decades is suddenly teetering on the edge of uncertainty, hidden in plain sight? Imagine the ripples those subtle cracks could send through vaults of history, records, and dreams, altering the future in ways no one saw coming. Is the king himself, the ageless symbol of Lakers' greatness, caught in a moment that could redefine his twilight years and, by extension, the fate of this most storied franchise? Welcome back, Lakers Nation, to the heart-pounding intensity of Lakers News Fan Report, your ultimate source for unfiltered, emotionally charged insights into everything purple and gold. Before we dive deep, smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. That could change the course of Lakers lore forever. As the summer sun blazes down on Los Angeles, the air is thick with anticipation and unease, the kind that creeps in after a postseason exit laced with disappointments no fan wanted to taste. But this isn't just the aftermath of another failed playoff run. No. Buried deep beneath the mainstream headlines, behind the official scans and brief medical updates, lurks a question that has gripped the team's pulse and perhaps the very heartbeat of its championship aspiration. What if LeBron James's knee injury isn't just a footnote in another brutal playoff narrative, but a cryptic warning sign? Could the collision with Donnie DiVincenzo, a moment so quick it almost felt like an afterthought, actually mark the beginning of a precarious new chapter for the Lakers franchise and its iconic leader? Sources close to the Lakers medical team whispered early on about a grade to MCL tear affecting LeBron's left knee, the medial collateral ligament, that crucial stabilizer on the inside of the knee, responsible for fending off the knee's inward collapse. Unlike the ACL, an MCL injury is notoriously tricky. It's a quiet saboteur, slipping under the radar with a healing capability fueled by rich blood supply, yes, but still demanding meticulous attention. In the fast-paced dance of modern elite basketball, where every cut, pivot, and explosive leap matters, an MCL injury could be a subtle sabotage, one that might not scream immediately, but could dictate the rhythm of a player's every move for months. And here's where the layers begin to thicken. While the medical consensus offers a conservative return timeline of 4 to 8 weeks, more than enough to make fans breathe easy about LeBron's offseason recovery, there lurks the specter of complications behind that optimistic window. Bone bruises, for instance, have proven historically devastating for Lakers players healing from ligament strains. Think of Kendrick Nunn, who spent nearly an entire season sidelined for a knee bone bruise that refused to fade, or Lonzo Ball, whose prolonged recoveries from knee and ankle ligament sprains battered not just his body, but the team's rhythm and chemistry as well. Is it possible that LeBron's severity, hidden in the subtle textures of bruising not yet fully disclosed, could become less about weeks and more about cautious months? Might this injury, relatively minor in name, be the beginning of a grind that chips away at the Kings' famed durability? Social media has exploded with theories, fan reactions, and enough speculative whispers to fill the Staples Center, even in quieter moments. Some outlets have framed this as just another hurdle after all. LeBron's body has weathered storms countless times over. Yet others lean heavily into the nuance. Might the injury signal a more profound physical toll, one amplified by the demands of a brutal era for even the best-conditioned veterans? There are quiet rumors swirling about how the Lakers front office may be bracing for complications, subtly recalibrating its offseason strategy as if to say, plan for the worst, hope for the best. Anthony Davis, whose own injury history looms large over team discussions, stands as a tacit reminder of fragility at the highest level. Could the Lakers' internal calculations already be factoring in tougher minutes loads, early season pacing strategies, or even contingency superstar acquisitions to hedge against uncertainty with LeBron's health? LeBron himself, the man who usually lets his play do the talking, recently broke his silence in an interview with the Associated Press. With a voice steady but unmistakably seasoned by years of battle, he assured the world his knee is feeling good, framing the enforced downtime as a reset period, a mental and physical pause meticulously structured, read to ensure he returns to training camp as close to 100% as humanly possible. But are we hearing the whole truth? The King has never been one to shy from transparency when it mattered most, yet every word now is held captive under the microscope of a fan base, desperate to find hope amid the shadows. The road from good to dominant, from available to transcendent, is longer than ever, with the weight of history, expectations, and personal legacy tugging relentless at his frame. What adds a twist to this unfolding saga is the timing itself almost cruelly ironic. Injuries don't come scripted, yet the Lakers find themselves at a crossroads where timing is everything. Had the injury landed mid-season or, worse, deep into a playoff run, the story would be tragic, immediate, and urgent. However, this post-elimination reality offers a double-edged sword. For weeks off to recuperate in a phase of rest, yes, but also an extended offseason where the absence of competitive intensity can blur the recovery process and possibly delay the regaining of peak explosiveness. Could this perfect timing prove a blessing or a treacherous illusion masked as a silver lining? Navigating through all of this is Dr. Rajpal Brar, a physical therapist known not only for his deep expertise with elite athletes, but also for his keen eye on Lakers' injury patterns. Brar's insight has injected a critical tone of cautious optimism into the conversation, reminding us that an MCL injury, while no walk in the park, is by far one of the more resilient knee ligament injuries. Grade to tears have convalesced without surgery for countless elite-level talents, thanks primarily to the MCL's robust healing environment. But the devil, as always, is in the details, and Lakers fans know better than most how small margins can explode into season-altering realities. Yet even beyond the cold, clinical facts and the cautious voices of medical professionals, there is a human story quietly weaving itself, one of resilience, legacy, and the undying fire within the king himself. LeBron James is not just any player. He is an icon of reinvention and perseverance, a man who has rewritten the script on career longevity time and again. At 40 years old, his path forward is already the subject of monumentally high-stakes speculation. Is this injury the first tangible crack in the armor, or is this simply another chapter in a saga of overcoming a moment of vulnerability that will only add fuel to his indomitable will? But here's the real crux. How much do the Lakers' hopes, the collective dreams of a franchise starved for another banner, rest on LeBron's ability to reclaim that near-forgotten form? With Anthony Davis's own injury history hobbling the front line, the Lakers' championship aspiration might hinge on an extraordinary balancing act on LeBron, assuming a load heavy enough to carry the team, yet light enough to avoid further damage. In this twilight of his career, every move is magnified, every moment loaded with consequence. Could the Lakers' front office maneuver expertly to shield the king from overexertion? Or will they be forced into gambles that could either save or sink this season before it even begins? Fans have been pouring their hearts out across forums, Twitter threads buzzing with mixes of hope, anxiety, and skeptical foresight. The emotional roller coaster is palpable. Some declare their unwavering faith in the King's unparalleled work ethic and ironclad conditioning. Others fear that the unyielding pressure of detoxing from the injury before training camp might leave LeBron only a shadow of his former self, fast, but not quite explosive. Predicted minutes restrictions, cautious early season management plans, and whispers of cautious player load management hint at a season to be approached as a masterclass in patience and calculation. Is this the season where every game becomes a calculated risk for a player who has sacrificed so much to give Lakers Nation everything? So here we stand, on this precipice of what might be the most psychologically gripping and physically pivotal offseason in recent franchise memory. We have a star at the peak of his powers who now faces uncertainty fine-tuned to the degree that it might slowly rewrite the Lakers' next chapter, not with the spectacular fireworks of a celebrated injury comeback, but with the painstaking incremental steps of a king guarding his realm. Team chemistry, frontline health, front office strategies, and the intangible will of the fans all hang in the balance. But what do you think about all of this? Do you believe LeBron James will rise from this injury without skipping a beat, leading the Lakers once more into the glare of championship spotlight? If you're riding high with Lakers News Fan Report, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because what's next could rewrite purple and gold history. This isn't just another offseason drama. No, this is the seismic jolt that could fracture Western Conference foundations, reshuffle title hopes, and redefine the very concept of what it means to be a Laker legend. LeBron James, injured, healing, evolving, stands at an inflection point where his legacy, Anthony Davis's dominance, and the locker room's fragile alchemy collide in a crucible of uncertainty and raw potential. This move, this quiet, invisible injury whispering beneath the surface, could be the spark torching the stability of a conference long defined by the Lakers' thunderous presence. Imagine the echoes of an offense and defense pivoting around LeBron's managed minutes and calculated exertion. Davis bearing the burden of interior defense like a colossus with every strained calf, an aching shoulder reminding us of his own battles. Could this alleviate the insatiable pressure on the duo or tighten the strain, fracturing chemistry as new faces scramble for roles? Reeves, that fearless torchbearer lighting up the bench, is suddenly not just a promising spark, but a critical variable in maintaining the Lakers' pulse while the Titans heal and brace. Await the horizon glimmers with Bronny James, LeBron's own son and heir apparent, weaving glimpses of potential into the purple and gold tapestry, signaling a dynasty drawing long, top breaths before striking again. This isn't merely a story of injury. It's a crossroads for Lakers basketball, a narrative threaded with history's ghosts like Kobe's 2009 ascent from heartbreak to dominance, Magic Johnson's incandescent Showtime reign, and the Shaq Kobe era's Titanic synergy. Those dynasties weren't just built on talent. They were forged in moments of crisis, pressure cooked in the furnace of injury, adversity, and ruthless reinvention. Could LeBron's injury be the crucible shaping a new chapter that mirrors those monumental, audacity-fueled rebirths? Pause for a moment and scan the West. Golden State's juggernaut firepower, spearheaded by Steph Curry's merciless shooting and Klay Thompson's comeback arc, watches this shift like hawks circling a faltering eagle. Phoenix, riding the wildfire. Hopes of a Devin Booker and Kevin Durant tandem senses a window already buzzing with the electric buzz of dynasty daydreams. Denver's Nikola Jokic, that immovable force, flexes his championship muscle like a great oak in a strengthening storm. If the Lakers' core wavers, even slightly, the Western hierarchy could tip, plunging a playoff-locked conference into unpredictable chaos. Magic Johnson's grin, remember that mischievous sparkle in his eye after clinching Showtime's berth? When morphed into reflective intensity, he'd see the blueprint, the immense pressure and breathtaking opportunity. A moment like this implants in a franchise built on never settling for less than immortality. Meanwhile, LeBron, laser-focused beyond mortal limits, has always been the player challenging fate itself. His career PPG averages hover near 27.2. But those numbers only tell part of the story. In the clutch, he's been ice water running through his veins, a 48% shooter in the final 5 minutes of one-score games, a preternatural force unwilling to let his legacy slip quietly into twilight. Will those clutch moments soften, or will this setback spur a strategic recalibration? A masterclass in longevity and savviness, commanding AD to tighten the noose on defense while LeBron orchestrates with measured ferocity. The media swirl spins, wildly expert analysis, fan theories flying faster than fast breaks, each nugget magnifying stakes. No longer just the king, LeBron becomes a symbol of resilience or the harbinger of vulnerability. As we lean into the halcyon offseason, the tantalizing prospect of LeBron's calculated comeback mirrors an NFL quarterback playing chess with his own body, laying traps for injury to avoid, strategically leveraging his incredible basketball IQ to transcend the physical limits, now edging ever closer. And in the background, Anthony Davis's presence looms large and ominous. His 2.1 blocks per game and defensive rating that can quiet the most explosive offenses have been the Lakers' backbone. But with a frame fragile and recurring injuries shadowing his every move, AD's role may morph from pure dominance to steely resilience, a warrior guarding the realm while LeBron rewrites the rules of engagement. What about the locker room's intangible heartbeat, chemistry, that delicate dance between egos, roles, and hopes? Thrives or crumbles on these small shifts? Could a prolonged period of LeBron's tentative minutes fracture the superstar equilibrium? Or will AD and Reeves seize the opportunity to cement leadership, fostering a collective hunger so fierce it reignites championship fire? The Lakers will have to engineer a dynamic delicate enough to sustain a contender in a conference suddenly wide open. Picture the ripple effect. Golden State's remarked recalibration, Draymond Green pivoting there. Defensive scheme, Curry pushing his limits in anticipation of a softer foe. Phoenix doubling down on its young core's cohesion. Denver adjusting with Jokic scaling for game-shaping dominance. The West isn't just watching, it's sharpening its claws. The Lakers' shifting landscape becomes a fulcrum, tipping the balance in a ruthless chess match for the crown. And as this drama unfolds, social media is not silent. Fan forums burn with debate. From fervent optimism fueled by LeBron's legendary commitment to conditioning, to cautious murmurs shadowed by past Lakers injuries that spiral out of control. Analysts tweet, "Is this the injury narrative that eventually forces the Lakers to pivot into a multi-star rebuild?" While legends like Kobe's old teammate, Pau Gasol, hint at the tough truths in postseason physical tolls, each opinion only thickens the fog of uncertainty, ratcheting the emotional energy to white-hot levels. The language of Lakers fandom is raw, undiluted, and brutally honest. Every sentence pulses with a mixture of hope, impatience, and reverence. We have bravado and heartbreak wrapped tight. A story not just about wins and losses, but about identity, legacy, and survival at basketball's highest echelons. What if this injury is the needle guiding Lakers' strategy toward a new era, one that blends the youth and hunger of Reeves and Bronny, with the veteran guile of LeBron and Davis cautiously threading toward redemption? Could this calculated evolution birth a hybrid dynasty, one unlike any before it, but rooted deeply in purple and gold DNA? We stand now on a precipice, watching as history bends and breasts shimmer on the edge, heartbeats cincy with the pulse of a franchise's soul. Will this be the catalyst that resurrects Lakers' greatness? Personally, as a die-hard Lakers believer who has worn every high and heartbreak on my sleeve, I know this moment could define our era. It may be the most critical crossroads of LeBron's legacy, the defensive reign of AD, and the spirit that fuels a locker room hungry for glory. The comeback here won't be measured just in points or rebounds, but in resilience, adaptation, and the unquenchable will to fight through pain and uncertainty. So if this fires you up, hit that like, share your take in the comments below, and subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report so you never miss another blockbuster update. This story is far from over, purple and gold fans. The next chapter is about to be written, and we'll be here, courtside, telling it all.